Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Sandeep Sharma, Pediatric Super Speciality Faculty at PrepLadder, and we have Dr. Shikhar Garg with us. Dr. Shikhar Garg is from the city of Nawabs, Lucknow, and he has done really well in pediatric critical care in the recently held INI-SS exam. He has got All India AML rank 8, and it's my privilege to invite him to this interview. Congratulations, Dr. Shikhar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It's like a pleasure giving interview to you, and I have been a fanboy of you, sir. I'm very thankful that
That's
taking my
that's so
interview.
nice of that's so nice of you. But right now you are the star, and I'm the interview taker right now. पहले अपने बारे में बताइए. Please tell something about yourself.
Okay, sir. So I have done my MBBS from Institute of Medical Sciences, Banaras Hindu University. Then I did my MD in Pediatrics from the same institute, BHU. Subsequently, I did my 1.5 years of senior residency from AIMS Raipur. Then I went back to BHU. Currently, I'm doing my PDCC in Pediatric Critical Care at AIMS Kalyani, West Bengal, and my course is about to be finished on 13th of January. So, yes,
Ames Kalyani, Dr. Rohit Bhaumik must be there.
yes, sir. He is my mentor. He's a very good guy, sir. He helped
Very
me a
good
lot.
guy, very good guy, and he's my batchmate as well. He's
Yes,
my batchmate from PGI. So next time you catch up with him, of course we are not that much in touch because we all get busy, but say my hi to him. So, Dr. Shikhar, let's come to your preparation. Like, when did you, how did this interest about pediatric critical care come about? Because generally, traditionally, लोगों का interest रहता है कि भाई neonatology, neurology. How did you go towards critical care?
actually, when I started my MD in BHU, so I found pediatric critical care as a very fascinating plan, just because my first posting was in PICU only. With the virtue of my two professors, Professor Rajniti Prasad and Professor S.K. Rao sir. They pushed me towards PICU कि मतलब आप जाइए PICU में काम करिए. It is very new for you because whenever we go to some ICU, we find it like it is a very challenging job.
Yes.
Even small things that we do, like endotracheal suction, or sometimes when we did IJV insertion or central line placement in femoral. So I found it very exciting. I thought ki maybe even as a first year or second year, I am contributing to the well management of the patient. And
Uh,
when the child went back home, maybe some from ARDS or some mushroom poisoning. So I found it very मतलब fascinating. I found it very loving. I
mm.
could give back the life to the patient. So that's it. Then I moved to here. Then I worked under Rohit sir. So it was like a journey, sir. I loved it.
Great, great, great. It also shows that you have the right kind of empathy. See, people say it's challenging, it's everything. It is challenging, but end of the day, for being a good critical care specialist, I think you need a lot of patience and you need to have that empathy factor that yes, even if I'm putting in long hours or you truly embody that. Let us come to the exam. How did you find the exam? What was your review of the INI super specialty, the critical care part? But like, what were the areas from where you found were being more frequently asked?
So I had given one more INI before this in May this year. So I did not qualify for theory as well. So, but I figured out what were the points that they were asking. So I noted them. Most of them were from pediatric critical care that were sickle cell anemia. Then there were PALIC 2 guidelines for ARDS.
Mm,
Then there were ACA guidelines for CPR.
mm,
And many, well, they were focusing more on guidelines like PANDEM for that sedation and analgesia. So
mm,
I noted them all. Then general pediatrics was very peculiar for them that they asked only rickets and very common topics. So I noted all of them. And this time when I went to for the exam, so I noted all of them and read all of them,
mm.
all the guidelines. Recent 2025 AHA guidelines also came for CPR. So I
Yes.
revised that. Two questions came from that topic. So, matlab, in order to score for a good INI for pediatric critical care, it is very important to stay updated for the guidelines
Mm,
because they keep on turning the questions, keep on asking them again and again by doing something or else. Like
mm,
they can ask propofol, whether it was 48 hours or 72 hours for propofol infusion syndrome.
Hmm.
So they just used those lines that were present already in the guidelines in order to get you. So
So does the AIMS PICU protocol really help? It's a bit older, yes, it's good, but it is 2022. It's now 2026. Is it still relevant?
Pico protocol is the Bible. Matlab, I will say कि some questions do come from lines between the
Yes.
context. Like there was one question ki how much sodium it will rise if you give 3% of NaCl, and how much change will there be in the anion gap when you give albumin of 1 gram per deciliter. So these were given only in case of in Pico protocol if you read them by line by line. So if
Yes.
you read in Pico protocol, they will give you marks. Yes.
Even one thing, even I have noticed as since you are mentioning it, like when it comes to diabetic ketoacidosis, they do not go with what Nelson says. They do not go with ADA guidelines. They simply stick to what is written in PICO protocol. If it is 20 ml per kg over 20 minutes, you have to remember 20 ml per kg. It cannot be 30. It cannot be 10. It has to be 20. So they're very particular, but good thing that you noticed. And this is a learning point for everyone. So those who are targeting pediatric critical care, especially INI-SS, please go through the protocol. Like this question I asked you, its relevance because even just today only, after the results were out, so one of the students said, "Sir, I will be sitting with the next exam. The current protocol is very old. What's your view?" I said, even if it is old, it's definitely not out. So just because Virat Kohli has turned 36 doesn't mean that he's still a goat and he is going to be there. So, but I thought I'll ask this question to you. So,
I'll add one thing also.
yeah.
There was one question this time that mentioned ki calculate the anion gap in case of DKA.
Hmm.
But usually we have two formulas.
Yeah.
One time we can add potassium, one we can not. But in
Yes.
case of Ames Pico protocol, it mentions the you do not add potassium and then
Yes.
calculate.
Yes.
So and the options mentioned both of them, 13 as well as 16,
Huh.
adding potassium.
Huh.
So if you have read Ames Pico protocol and you know that specific thing, ki Ames protocol says ki not to add. So that will
Yes.
make the change.
Yes. 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 So, see, this is the final nuance which actually matters when it comes to a top quality exam like INSS. So, theory part you talked about, Shikhar, your view about the department assessment. Not an easy thing. People are afraid of it. How did you tackle, and what was your experience?
For departmental assessment, I prepared a lot. Like because it was my first interview,
Hmm.
I read all about biostats from the PrepLadder videos. Then I also looked upon for the latest guidelines. I even read NRP guidelines. Ki what if they ask me NRP? Because there was an update latest. Even if it is not in my branch, what if they ask? But I still read everything, and there were two parts. First of all, they asked us to introduce ourselves, and then they find some loopholes in that, and then they ask in them only, ki, what have you learned from other institutes? What would you like to improve in the next institute if you join? Secondly, the questions related to our daily lives. Whatever the patients that we manage, like sometimes we manage bronchiolitis or tubercular meningitis, and ABG interpretation, ventricular mechanics, the graphics that they ask. So, well, everything that we prepare for the exam that will help us in day-to-day practice for departmental assessment.
Hmm.
So, well, being in the loop for the patient care that will help in departmental assessment, sir.
Correct. So apart from AIMS PICO protocol, what were your go-to resources for the critical care part of INSS?
So many people say that we should read Rogers and Zimmerman. I don't know. But during my PDCC in pediatric critical care, my mentor Rohit sir has guided me a lot regarding the latest guidelines. Secondly, the core and the crux that we need to read for pediatric critical care. So I read very particular topics from Rogers and Zimmerman. I only read only those topics. For example, sickle cell anemia management, sickle cell crisis. I read traumatic brain injury guidelines. I read only the poisoning part because many questions come from paracetamol poisoning and other poisonings, toxidromes. So
Yes.
very typical topics from those chapters have to be read. Otherwise, no need to read line by line. Yes, sir. And
What about
I
Nelson?
practiced. Sir, Nelson had tables. There were very specific topics that were present in the Nelson that were very useful. For example, you have to read line by line the topics of fluid and electrolytes and the toxidromes. And PrepLadder has helped me a lot regarding consolidation of all this knowledge, because you can read everything, but you cannot apply it on the day of the exam when if you don't consolidate it. So if you have to read, but you need to consolidate it in order to present for the exam. So I watch those rapid revision videos as well. That helped me a lot to consolidate this information, sir. So thank you, sir.
So really happy to know that. So see, rapid revision, we actually created the reason behind it was the same. That even after detailed videos, sometimes students are like, Sir, I've done the video, but 1 week before the exam, 10 days before the exam, how do I put it into a way that I have that confidence going? So that was the rationale. So, Shikhar, like, what's the way ahead? What is the plan? Like, you'll be obviously moving ahead and thinking of joining. Anything particular in mind?
As I am planning to like continue my pediatric critical care residency, I am just
Yes.
looking forward to learn very much into depth about the physiology as well as the pathophysiology of whatever lies behind the disease. Sometimes we manage ARDS patients. Sometimes initially when I came to do the fellowship, I did not even know how to manage a critically ill child in case of ARDS and how to do pediatrician. Now I know how to do pediatrician, but now I don't. I always feel that there is a lot to learn. So maybe I feel that there is I need to learn, I need to teach more. Sometimes I feel that there is a lot to teach my younger jo juniors hai. So I keep on sending my content and my videos in order to teach them. I keep on sending my journals that we discuss here in AIMS. So sir, I would like to uh, teach my juniors, sir.
See, it's very simple. I've been teaching students for some time now. The more you teach, the more you learn. It's always an ongoing process. And yes, so lovely discussing with you. Shikhar, who are the people you want to thank? Like, who have really, pushed you, who have played a so important role in the last few years of this journey? Because right now you are doing what you wanted to do, you are happy with it. But there must have been some sacrifices made by people. Who are those people?
I would like to dedicate this everything to my, first of all, my family. My parents and my brother have sacrificed a lot regarding this. Obviously, they need time at this moment of their life, but sometimes we need to do some things in our career as well. Secondly, sir, I would like to dedicate my this winning, I would say, a small win to my Institute of Medical Sciences, and my teachers, especially my mentor for my thesis, Professor Ashok Kumar sir, my mentors like S.K. Rao sir. Here in NAMES Kalani, I have learned a lot from my teachers, including Dr. Rohit Bhaumik sir, Dr. Niladri sir, Dr. Professor Nehar sir, Rimchim ma'am, Nupur ma'am. I would like to, sir, say a thankful note for all my friends. I want to name each and every friend of mine, including my PG batchmates, to my juniors, to my seniors, and here also at AIMS Kalani, sir. I'm very thankful to everyone, sir.
After this video goes up on YouTube, you can forward the video to all of them and tell them the timestamp I've taken your name. Yes, so it's a wonderful journey and lovely discussing with you, Shikhar. And please continue with the good work that you're doing. Carry on with the empathy that you have. And please say my hi to Rohit also. Rohit
Yeah.
Bhaumik is my batchmate. And we do stay in touch. And whatever you join, whatever you do, I would be happy to know about it, to be a part of it, at least in the loop. So lovely discussing with you. All the very best. And on behalf of the entire PrepLadder Super Speciality team, I wish you even more success in the coming years. Thank you so much, Shikhar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.